This month, Congress released a memo containing new evidence about corruption in the Biden family. With the biased news media, it's hard to get accurate reporting about what's going on. In this video, I don't want to take one side or the other. I just want to look at the facts. What do we know so far about the Biden family corruption, and what can we expect in the future? What is President Biden being accused of? There is a long list of potential crimes that could result in jail time, from money laundering, tax evasion, wire fraud, conspiracy, campaign finance violations, but the main allegation is bribery. People allege that he took millions of dollars from foreign countries to influence his policy decisions as president. The primary example being China. Joe Biden took so much money from China that it might influence his decisions. This is especially problematic because the Chinese Communist Party is very vocal that they are an enemy of the United States. Given their attitude, it is surprising that Biden has been so soft on China. Examples of this include imports from China soaring immediately after Biden takes office. Also, Biden has drained the nation's strategic petroleum reserve, selling much of it to China. Also, a Chinese spy balloon flew over the United States, and Biden failed to shoot it down until after it had already flown over sensitive targets and sent the information back to China. So there are all these examples where Biden made decisions that were soft on China. Why would he do that? Why does he never stand up against China? If he is getting money from China at the same time, it raises suspicions of bribery. Now, we are in America, and unlike China, in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. So let's be fair here and assume Biden is completely innocent. From a legal standpoint, to prove bribery, you need a couple of things. Number one, money was given and accepted, and number two, intent to receive something illegal in return. Note that the person does not actually have to receive the special treatment, they just need to intend to get special treatment. So we are looking for two things. Did Biden get money, and what was the money for? Congress has reviewed the bank records for Biden's family and released information in a memo this month. Here's what we found. The Biden family operated 20 different companies. It is very odd to own so many different companies when all of these companies don't seem to do anything. It is unclear what product or service they sell other than transferring money back and forth. Most of these companies were formed while Biden was vice president. These companies received over $10 million from foreign sources. Many Biden family members received money. This includes Hunter Biden, Haley Biden, Hunter Biden's girlfriend, Hunter Biden's ex-wife, Hunter Biden's current wife, Joe Biden's brother and his wife, and the grandchildren and nieces and nephews of Joe Biden. All of these things are very suspicious, but they do not prove bribery. Remember that we have to prove that Joe received the money and it was intended as a bribe. Neither has been proven. In fact, everyone else in Joe's family has received money except for Joe Biden. But the investigation is not over yet, and Congress is likely to find out more evidence. Congress will probably call Hunter Biden to testify under oath. In order to prove bribery, they need Hunter to admit that he passed the money along to Joe Biden and that it was intended to influence him. Now, of course, Hunter is never going to do that, and he will probably plead the fifth and refuse to answer any questions. That is his right under the Constitution. So it is currently a stalemate. Congress cannot prove bribery unless the Biden family members talk, and no family members are going to talk. But there are some more places where we can find evidence. To start with, there were more than 150 suspicious activity reports issued by the Biden's banks. Whenever a bank identifies a transaction that looks like international money laundering, they submit one of these reports to the FBI. Now, it is concerning if someone receives one suspicious activity report. They received 150. What were they doing to receive 150 suspicious activity reports? That is very suspicious. Congress is now asking the FBI why they have never opened an investigation into all of these reports. It also seems strange that at the same time, the FBI is opening all these investigations into Donald Trump, Biden's political opponent. That doesn't seem right. What is the FBI doing? Can someone please explain to me in the comments down below what the FBI is doing? Because I can't seem to figure it out. Another question is, where are the Biden company records? We still don't know what all these Biden family businesses do. They should have some sort of business plan or invoices that show what they were receiving all of this money for. If the money was not bribes, it had to have been for something. It's not illegal for family members to do international business, but it has to be actual businesses providing a good or service. These companies must explain why Joe Biden's grandchildren were receiving foreign money. Are the grandchildren providing business services? What are they doing? In the memo from Congress, you can see the actual bank transactions, and you can see how blatant the transfers are. For instance, here are several transactions from Romania, and after each transaction, the money was distributed to Biden family members. This is what money laundering looks like. You would use different shell companies to move money around and hide where it is going. Hunter Biden's lawyer issued a statement claiming that the transfers were for seed money from investors. However, if this was seed money, they are clearly defrauding their investors because the money is just being withdrawn from the business. So either they're committing investment fraud or money laundering. Since none of the foreign investors have complained, it certainly appears like money laundering. The Biden corruption scandal is the most recent in a long history of Democrat bribery scandals. Hillary Clinton was accused of using the Clinton Foundation to accept large donations from foreign donors, including China. Her explanation was that they were actually using the money for non-profit initiatives. But Hillary received a lot of criticism for this during her failed presidential campaign. Barack Obama also received money from China through ex-Fugees rapper Pras Michel. Just last month, Michel was found guilty and faces 20 years in prison. But out of all of these scandals, Joe Biden appears the worst. Clinton was doing actual nonprofit work. Obama can claim it was a fraud and he didn't know anything about it. But Joe Biden appears to be just taking the money. There are other whistleblowers as well. The New York Post released an email from the Hunter Biden laptop. In Hunter Biden's email, it describes that the money would be split from a business deal with the Chinese Communist Party. In the email, it specifies 10% held by Hunter for the big guy. A former employee and Navy veteran, Tony Bobulinski, came forward and said that the big guy referred to Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden has publicly claimed that he knows nothing about Hunter's business dealings. So Biden says he is not the big guy. Bobulinski says Biden is the big guy. Who do we believe? It is a he said situation. If Joe Biden is not the big guy, Hunter Biden must tell us who the big guy is. So who is it? Another strange fact that came out of the emails from Hunter Biden's laptop is that Hunter and Joe Biden share one or multiple bank accounts. Hunter would refer in emails to these shared accounts that they could both pull money out of. These are most likely joint business accounts for the family businesses. So if Hunter receives money into his account, could Joe Biden simply withdraw the money out without anyone knowing he transferred the funds? We need to know what bank accounts Joe Biden has access to. It is possible that some of the payments that were sent to Hunter actually went to Joe Biden. Another strange fact is Joe Biden's earnings. Here is a chart showing the annual earnings of Joe Biden and his wife for the last 2 decades. We can see their earnings explode the year he leaves office as vice president. He claims these earnings came from giving speeches, multiple businesses, as well as his new paycheck as the professor at the University of Pennsylvania. It has since been discovered that this position at the university was funded in part by large donations from China. Biden continues to claim that none of this income is from bribes. However, the timing makes the income very suspicious. A common argument by supporters of Joe Biden is to change the subject. They argue that Trump's family is doing the same thing because Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, received $2 billion in investments 6 months after Donald Trump's term as president. The money was used to start an investment firm. Now, I have also been very critical about this and have stated before that Jared Kushner should not be allowed to serve in any future White House administrations because he took this money. However, I do think that we need to be honest that there is a big difference between what Jared Kushner did and what the Biden family is doing. Jared Kushner is running an actual business. He has one company, not 20 shell companies. He has employees, promotions, operations. I have yet to see any evidence that any of the Biden businesses are actual businesses. So my main takeaway with Joe Biden is that all of the facts that have come out are circumstantial evidence. There is no smoking gun. We cannot even prove that Joe Biden actually received any of the money. Remember what we are trying to prove. Money was given and accepted, and intent to receive something illegal in return. There are certainly a lot of strange facts that look bad. It is strange that there are 150 suspicious activity reports issued by his banks, but that is not necessarily criminal. I think what bothers a lot of people are the ethical questions. Joe Biden told voters repeatedly that he knew nothing about Hunter Biden's business dealings and that he did not receive any money from China. Now that we know for certain that Joe Biden's family did receive millions from China and other countries, it seems likely that Biden was telling everyone a blatant lie. People hate to be lied to. If he was lying about this, what else was he lying about? But it is not a crime to tell a lie. Politicians lie all the time. It does become concerning, though, when Joe Biden lies about taking money from foreign sources. Whether it is actually illegal or not, Joe Biden could compromise national security. This money could be influencing his decisions at the expense of the American people. There is something else that has always bothered me. Joe Biden did an interview where they asked him about all of the scandals surrounding his son Hunter. And his response was, "He is the smartest man I know." This is very strange because we have all seen the videos of Hunter Biden doing drugs and using prostitutes. So what was Joe Biden referring to when he called him the smartest man I know? All the conservative talk shows immediately made fun of this remark. But I want to offer a different perspective. What if it was not a joke? What if Hunter Biden is incredibly smart. What if Joe Biden's comment is actually giving his son credit for creating the greatest bribery scheme ever? Hunter Biden could have created a scheme that is so complex that it will be impossible to charge Joe Biden with a crime. So what happens next? Just this week, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene issued articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. I expect the investigations will continue. I expect more evidence to come out that is negative for Joe Biden. However, I do not believe they will ever gather enough evidence for a criminal conviction. But Congress does not need a criminal conviction to impeach the president. There is enough circumstantial evidence to show that something suspicious is going on. That is enough to impeach the president in the House of Representatives, which is the same thing that Nancy Pelosi did to Donald Trump. Trump was impeached over a phone call. Biden can be impeached over receiving millions of dollars from foreign donors. The impeachment did not remove Donald Trump from office. I think we're going to see the same thing here. I expect Joe Biden will be impeached, but he will not leave office. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think that Joe Biden has done anything wrong? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zach from Wolves in Finance. Let's go out and make some money.